All right, now I think we are live. Guys, we are live.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How's it
Hi,
going?
guys.
You finally got the better look
Good.
on.
I think you may have cut out a tiny little bit there.
Can you hear me?
Yep, that's better.
Okay. Well, I won't make any more jokes.
What did you say though?
I said it's about time you got the better looking sister on.
Oh, oh, that's funny. Hello, everyone in Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you are. How's it going?
Good. Let me quickly. Should I quickly just check it up and repost?
Yep, I'm
Yep.
going to repost on my Facebook so everyone at home can watch and learn.
Can you guys see it?
I can, but
Oh,
it's
you guys can see it?
only in like that folder there. See, like it's not on the actual wall, but I'll just share it now. Oh, yeah, there we go.
All right, now I think we are live.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. So we have a slight delay, right? Oh yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Guys, we are live.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, you guys hear that? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How can I share it?
Click on it and then share it.
Share, write a post. Post. Okay.
I feel like I'm the only one so close to the camera.
Shall we introduce the
Joan.
most amazing, talented videographer there is in Australia? Shall we give her an introduction? Nikki Fox.
Sure.
They're a very talented Australian female videographer. Nikki's won some awards for her beautiful films. And I have the pleasure of working alongside her with many weddings. This is my beautiful sister, Nikki Fox. Today she's going to show you through some awesome tips on how to shoot awesome wedding films. Or actually, you're not going to show films, are you? You're going to show couples and a little surprise.
A little Christmas surprise.
Awesome.
Thanks.
All right, cool.
Thanks for having me. So I think I need to start by saying that my lighting skills prior to getting my hands on these amazing lights was, I mean, at a wedding day, I'm normally using a lot of natural or relying on a lot of natural light, and also helping Ashley with her flash, normally just being her flash stand. And I've always been really jealous about what Ashley is able to do introducing a flash. And logistically, it is a little bit difficult sometimes on a wedding day bringing a video light to, say, like a wedding location shoot. You've got to be quick, and most of the time they're fiddly, and it's really, really hard. But I must say, since getting these lights, I'm devastated that we're in lockdown and I don't have a wedding, because I cannot wait to introduce this light into my location footage on a wedding day. So that's what I'm looking forward to most. So whilst I've been in lockdown, I thought, well, now is the time to hone in on my lighting skills, because I'm super jealous of what Ashley's able to do with her photos. So I've always got to try and keep up with her. So that's where I'm at now. So what you're going to see from me today is me learning about light, not necessarily teaching you guys anything. I'm going to show you my mistakes, and possibly the end result is still not maybe technically right, but I had a bloody good time learning a little bit. It got very frustrating, and I have to say, I don't know if this is the same for you guys, lighting is the most challenging aspect of the image making process. Do you agree?
Yes, 100%. So many people get the lighting aspect wrong, but
I look at a video, I look at a film, and I go, oh, that's easy. I can light that. And so when I took that to practice, that theory to practice, holy shit! I I was flustered. I was frustrated. What I was seeing in my mind, I wasn't seeing on the back of my camera. And I think, Aries, I spoke about doing this shoot with you a month or two ago, and I was so confident that I could pull it off. And a week went past, and I tried, and I failed. And then I tried again, and it got a little bit better. And about 5 or 6 times, I just thought, oh, God. I even picked up the phone and I rang a lighting professional and I said, can you come to my house? I want to do a one-on-one mentoring class with you this week. And I almost had it lined up, but then COVID, lockdown. So anyway, I'm rambling, but my lesson is that I am still learning. And so I appreciate everyone watching. And, if there's anything we can get out of the end of this live, is no matter where you are, there is so much you can do, and so much you can, and so much the way that when we're in Ashley's studio, which you'll see later on, we're experimenting with the light and color. And then when I got that in post-production, it was just so much you could do. It was a lot of fun, and I felt like there wasn't really any mistakes you could make because it could just pass it off as artistic, which was really, really cool. I don't know. Hi, John.
And you know what, Nikki? Sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say, when you did come into my studio and you were setting all that lighting up, all I could think about is, I can't wait to do a wedding with you, because this is something that we can work together as photography and videography. Like, sometimes photographers get a bit like, oh, videographers taking so much time. But this is actually something that works hand in hand with each other, which is awesome.
Yeah. Well, I think I was saying to Aries a while ago, I'm going to get, my video lighting skills are going to be so good. I'm going to introduce it on a wedding day, because then Ashley won't have to use a flash. And we can work together with video light. But, so Aries don't throw her under the bus. She can still use a flash. I am excited to shoot a wedding, and especially in some amazing night shots and some indoor locations. That's when I'm really excited, because I think, so wedding films, I feel like there's been a trend. If you're a wedding videographer out there, sorry, I'll try and make it be broad, but with weddings, I feel like there's been a real trend, Ashley, where we really love the narrative style wedding films, really romantic, lovey-dovey footage of holding hands and, kissing and sunsets and all of those beautiful things, which I still really appreciate in a wedding film. But what I'm noticing now with the trend is people just want to look fierce and sexy and powerful, and they want their films to be artistic, and they want, it's very much a trend. And so by trying to keep up with this trend and also not going against my personal style of having, narrative-driven wedding film and keeping it romantic, I think introducing those two styles into one will be the direction that I want to go into post-COVID-19.
Because whenever we go out to do the night photos, you're always holding the flash. You don't really actually ever take any footage. You leave your camera back. So now with these lights, you can actually get content. And that's the same with a lot of wedding films. They don't really include many night vision. You know what I mean? So now you've got something different. You've got a tool that will set you apart from other videographers.
Yeah. And how cool when you can, night introduce color and, smoke in a can, give it an atmosphere.
And, oh my God, let's get into it. We want to see this stuff. Come on.
So which one should I go first?
So quickly, we're in Melbourne, so we're in a lockdown. So my time frame to do this was very minimal. I had to ask my brother and his girlfriend to do it. And whilst my brother thinks he's a model, it was very, very challenging. So I only got to do a few clips. So I hope that you get something out of it, and I hope you can follow on after this, because I will be using these coloured lights to shoot some amazing models in the next couple of weeks. So follow me on Nikki Fox Films, and you'll be able to see more of the stuff that I post. So what have you got there, Aries?
All right. Which one do you want to go first?
So let's play the colored lights, the licensed one. Yeah.
Hi, everyone out there.
Yep. All right, let's do the license one.
There's heaps of people saying hi to you, Nikki.
Oh,
Lots
hi.
of people. Oh, hey, girl.
And just tell me if I talk too much, Ashley, because I do that sometimes.
That's all right. I'm just saying you've got some highs from Brazil, Japan. Oh, here we go. Let's watch.
Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right. So this is. I'll just talk a little bit over it. So this is Ashley's studio. This is a bit of a challenging environment to shoot video because unfortunately I can't shoot vertical, so I have to try and manage in this space. But yeah, so as you can see, I've got the VR300 and a light stick behind, and it's buffering a bit. You guys?
Can you guys have you guys get an audio?
No.
Okay, let me redo it.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
You had this problem last week with the audio, didn't you?
Yeah, there is a very tiny checkbox ask you to
There we go. What?
You got audio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Look at the details.
I have not seen this, but this is so cool. Wow. My face. Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah, I quite like the
Love it.
mysterious look.
Thomas.
It's funny, guys.
That's really cool.
I feel like with this live shot, you can't really, even though it's really tacky, you can't say anything about it because you can just pass it off as being creative. Was that buffering for you guys, or was that just for me?
Yeah, it was buffering.
No, that was perfect for me. That was
Okay. So when
that
it
was good.
when it maybe gets replayed, it will be in like it won't buffer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was great. Like, I love the details. Did you handhold? I mean,
Yeah.
this is
So that was shot on the Panasonic Lumix S1H. Do you remember what lens I was using? I was using the 24 to 105, I think, or 24 to 70.
24 to 70.
Yeah. So, and that light was like that light was, as I said, it was like at 12%. So that was really beautiful. And then, yeah, like obviously that she's not a model, and so she didn't really want to get her face in it. And so I tried to just capture a lot of the detail in the dress. But if you can take that idea and put it into it, like with a real life couple, say in a location like, Ashley, where's that venue that you love shooting at in Melbourne? The grand, beautiful.
Oh, the Plaza Ballroom?
Plaza Ballroom. Could you imagine something like that with the beautiful light and atmosphere? You could do something really amazing. And then suddenly you go from having boring romantic wedding footage into something like really like impactful and trendy, because everyone loves a trendy wedding film. So
I agree. I was just thinking. Sorry, my
so
light.
Nikki, we have a question here from Sam. Can you read the question?
What size soft box is that? I love the roll off. Good question. Let me check. Aries,
is that 290L? Is that
Yeah.
P90L?
Yeah,
That was a big softbox. I think
it
it's
was. It is big. Aries, you would know.
See, I didn't
Just,
even know. I didn't know the size of my
I'm
one
just
either
typing it.
until recently.
Um,
Softbox Godox P90L.
Yeah.
Thank you, Godox. They answered it.
No worries.
Thank you.
Yep. So when we talk about bring the lights on location, right?
Mhm.
Is that all those lights can be powered by battery?
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't really care anymore about what equipment I bring and if it looks unintrusive. I'm going to bring that softbox to the groom and bride preps. I'm serious. I'm going
Yeah.
to, if the bride and groom want to look freaking mega hot, okay, I'm going to bring it. I actually don't think that they would care. I wouldn't probably bring it out to any other parts of the day, but could you imagine groom doing his suit up, having that beautiful light to the side of them? Sometimes we get crappy light and it's noisy and it's messy and there's inconsistency. But if you brought that light and had, that beautiful light for the groom and the bride, you could just create some really cinematic wedding films. So look, I'm yet to do it. Let's see if it works. But in saying that, I could bring the one of these light sticks and do something very similar. So I'm going to play around with that idea.
And you know what? Like, imagine how different your film will look when you've got something different than the next videographer has or the next photographer has. It's always about setting yourself apart from the next person. Like, if you want to really stand out in this industry, as they say, we're so oversaturated with videographers and photographers these days. You really need to find something to set you apart. And like, this is it, isn't it? Really, something like this is.
This is about control as well.
Yeah.
You control everything in this instance. So look, if it worked out that it was easy to set this up, and if I was doing a wedding with Ashley and not a photographer that went onto a Facebook forum and said, "Can you believe this videographer bought this massive softbox?" I would love to, and I think if we had a client that was on board with the idea of going that little extra mile. And who doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to have a beautiful wedding film? Like, I know some of your weddings, Aries, like you go into massive effort to create some of those images for them. So what's not to say we can't do the same with video?
Exactly.
I think so, because I think Ashley made the exactly about the points, right? Because as photographers or videographers, quite we are tempted by the trends to try to copy whatever is popular, like what's popular next door or within the same city. But what sets us from the others is the creativity, right? We try to do something unique. And I think light is one form that I use to wow my customers. I'm not saying that I use overuse the lights in every single wedding. I'm just saying I'm offering a choice. They do have a choice of different style of like Ash and I was discussed, right? So they do have a choice of mixture of style and some wow images, like what Ash did with her backflash images, to set the couple apart
exactly
from the other couples, right? End of the day, it's all about our couples. It's not about ourselves. So
totally agree. Yeah.
So look at the amount of details.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Is this 6K or?
No.
You shot the in 6K, right?
No, I shot the Christmas video 4K. But no. So this shot, this took a bit of playing around. Like, a lot of the poses weren't. And to be honest with you, this was my only attempt at doing this. And when I got back to the computer, I was like, the light's all wrong. Like, especially on her, the lighting's really wrong. But to be honest with you, when you're not producing a commercial, when you're producing a wedding film, you can get away with so much wrong. Honestly, you can, because there's so many elements. There's the story, there's the music that you put over it. There's so many things. You can put a grade, you can add some smoke in post. There's a lot of things you can do. So whilst I like to get things right in camera, I've found that like when you're doing things like this, you can make a little bit of mistakes, or you hide the mistakes, I'd say. But hey, this is my first go. I hope I watch this back in 6 months and go, holy crap, look how far I've come. But
I'm just looking at this thinking to myself, God, imagine you were the photographer on the day and the videographer set something like this up and you were able to take advantage of that. Like, seriously, you'd be like, oh my God, like that's eye candy. So,
yeah.
And you know what? At the end of the day, this is also could be used in your photography as well. It's not just videography. The same light sticks apply to photography. So like any photographers out there, the same rules apply, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing. You did good. That contrast of light looks good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever, I would assume those two lights were lit up by LC 500, right?
Just them. In hindsight, I probably would have brought in one extra light, just for a bit of extra detail, a bit of extra. I think feel like there's some information missing, but yeah.
Because I
I
think
love this mysterious look. I was just wondering, how did you decide your color palettes? Like, is that random or
at random? If you go to the shot.
No, I mean, how did you decide from those gold or yellow to the blue?
Okay.
I mean, is there?
So in like cinematography, and I'm not claiming myself to be a Hollywood filmmaker here, but blue and orange always really complements each other. The cool and warm,
that's what I was going to say. Like it's a contrast, but it complements.
You have different colors. They have to be on the other side of the color palette. So of the color wheel.
That's so right.
Blue and orange always look amazing.
Pink would look good as well, don't you think? Pink, blue and pink.
Yeah, you could definitely. You could definitely
do heaps of different things.
Yeah, but if you go after the heavily work.
Yeah.
Even then, so when you see that go across, you think, oh no, what are you doing to it? You're like, it's faded and it's got a weird look to it. But if you see this on its own without seeing the before, and you put it into, and there's scene continuity between the rest of the color grade of the film, then you don't notice it. But I feel like this, kind of looks.
I like it. I like it because, look, with the gold and the blue, the color palettes wise, it's complementary color palettes, right? It's quite contrast already. When you have a contrast color palettes, you might not as well need so much contrast in your luminosity. And I like the faded look. I think it works.
Yeah.
Should I continue? Yep.
The shot at the end. The shot at the end was literally, I sent this to Ashley. Ashley, is this tacky? She's like, kind of. So I'm like, I'm going to leave.
No, I didn't say it was tacky. I thought it was good.
I think it's tacky. But the whole, my point is that if you go to the last shot, Aries.
Yep.
Right,
tell me when to stop. Yeah.
Okay. Also, this shot, Ashley, imagine, at a reception, something like this.
I know.
It's hard for me to get a good shot video here. I'll always be tight because of the setting that we're in. If I was saying to Ashley, I'm like, I really, really want to pull back and get the whole scene in, but I couldn't because it was just so. But the concept's there, and I'll take that.
I like the pose as well. Like you've pushed the boundaries with the pose. It's sexy.
Yeah, well, this is what I mean about flipping wedding films on their head. Like people want to feel fierce and sexy. They don't when I got my wedding film back, I hated seeing myself romantic and kissing and cuddling my husband. I would rather to see myself, looking fierce and, but that's the trend and that's the style. So this is hopefully something that I can try and introduce. So, I feel like this is sexy. Why not?
Did you see what Sam just posted? He just wrote, adding some color to the dance floor would be cool too, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I reckon that's such a good idea. especially because they're like constant lights as well, not like the DJ lights where they're flashing and it's irritating you. This is like
these lights are powerful as well, and I don't want to jinx it, but I haven't charged these things in like 4 weeks, and they're still running. What have they got in them? Seriously.
Yeah, they are. They do stay charged, like really, really
Yes.
good. So how long do you reckon you could get out of it, like a charge? You could charge it once and then bring it to a wedding for a month.
I'm not joking. I haven't put these on full charge. Like, I put them on full charge once, and you know how many shoots I've been doing. You'll see. You're going to borrow them for some shoots. So
I can't wait.
And I think you could easily light a otherwise boring unlit reception, and you could imagine.
I'm just imagining like posting an image on Instagram and just having like a couple of colourful shots on your Instagram page, how visually pretty that would look, when you're scrolling through someone's Instagram looking for a wedding photographer and you see these pops of colour in every third or fourth post, I think that's something that screams different and something that people sort of will gravitate towards. So, it's awesome.
And it doesn't have to be colour as well. Like, these are just great, lighting for daylight. Normal light, so yeah. So that was fun.
Should we go for next one?
Yeah, I'm still recovering from this.
Okay.
You go Christmas video?
Yeah.
I'm still recovering. So this, I had an idea to create a little Christmas commercial for my son and for the family. And I had a lot of big, grand ideas, and Ashley had to sort of rein me back in and just say, look, Nikki, I think you're making things hard for yourself. I made my husband build a 2 meter by 1 meter snow apparatus thing that I found someone did on YouTube. I made him build it. Took him half a day at work. And I brought Ashley and her partner over and her kids. I brought kilos of artificial snow. I wanted to obviously get the lighting right. We put the snow apparatus up, and before we got the 10 kilos of snow that I'm still cleaning up from my front yard, I'm totally fine. I do not have any resentment towards this whatsoever.
Can you pay the kids just $2 to clean that up?
Oh,
you do have 2 kids, right?
Aries, you don't understand how stressful this shoot was.
Okay, this is what I learned. I'm not good at special effects, and let's just say special effects is not my forte. But anyway, I appreciated the effort, and it was a great learning experience because it taught me that you can just add snow in post anyway. So you actually don't need to have snow. Anyway, okay, so this was hard. I chose a Christmas scene because I knew that I had coloured lights. I knew that I could make a few mistakes because if the colour temperature was off on the skin tones, I could say, oh, but I'm lighting the Christmas lighting, the skin tones and things like that. So I thought, okay, this would be interesting. I don't have to, doesn't have to play by the rules in terms of colour temperature and things like that. So, okay, I'm ready. You can play it.
So which one we going? X Christmas?
Okay, but do the
BTS
series. Is there like yeah.
So Christmas BTS series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to share the audio or?
I think that's just of me talking, my voiceover.
Yeah, do the audio.
Okay.
Do the audio. It's good.
Do the audio. Okay.
Yeah.
There.
Tree in the middle of winter. Well, that's what we're doing because we are creating a Christmas in July shoot. And I had high hopes for this, and I got my husband to build this snow apparatus, which just the effort was not worth the reward, but we'll come back to that later. Also, working with 6 kids on a weekend at 7 o'clock at night, hungry, whinging, crying. It was very difficult. I was getting very mad. So have a look at my first couple attempts. I would say they're not great. Very difficult. This was very difficult working with all of these kids, trying to communicate with them all. None of them were listening.
I can see the snow. It looks good.
Mm.
So I tried something a little bit different. I put the VL300 behind the Christmas tree at around 40%, facing down. Once the lights got turned on the Christmas tree, I found that it was a little bit dull. So I wanted to brighten that up a little bit. So I put an LED panel underneath the Christmas tree, and you can see now that it just lights it up even more. And as you can see here, I've got a LED light stick blue on the left-hand side of the window just to emulate the moonlight. So check out these shots.
It's good.
Love it. He's adorable.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's cool.
snow. Oh, my son would love it. Oh my
Wow,
God,
I
look
think
at
you're
that
way
bokeh.
too hard on yourself for that
Mm.
one. That was pretty good. Like for
Yeah.
someone that doesn't ever use light or hasn't done anything like this before, like that's pretty good. You were way too hard on yourself, and I'm sure everyone thinks that was awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think I have to remember this is my first ever attempt. So yeah, it was really difficult. Like you saw in those first photos, those first attempts, like you'd see the difference between that end result and sort of going back to that photo. I think it was a little bit before that. Go back, Aries. A bit more. Bit more.
Do you want to share from your side?
Can I?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Have a
so
go
I'm
on share
taking
screen.
all the work.
Yeah.
But just
It's
if
just
I do
when,
that,
like,
I'm worried that my
whenever it's better I share the video because apparently the video quality from my side will look better, so it's
Yeah.
better for everyone. But if you just want to stop and show the images, I guess you can share from your side. That's no problem at all.
Okay.
just go down the bottom share screen, but make sure you only share the screen that you want and not your whole desktop.
Yeah, don't share your desktop.
I'm worried that what if my laptop crashes? That's all right. Share screen.
If your laptop crashes, you can run back in here and you can take over while I get you back up and running.
So just the application window.
Yep, and then just pick the particular one. So share screen and then go to application and then choose the application you want to stream in.
Okay.
So probably like Vimeo or whatever you've got it like going to play it in.
Where's the video, Aries? Oh, do you
So
mean
share-
play it from my video? Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, can you guys see my screen?
I gotcha. But you are sharing our chat, so you
Okay,
probably need to
okay.
share.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, it doesn't matter. You can just do it, Aries. It's all good. I
All
was
right,
just
cool.
show. I just wanted to show, like if you could see where I started and where I ended up. I
Okay,
feel like
I'll go to Chrome tab. Okay, so we're
so go back to like maybe 30 seconds or something.
30 seconds. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going. Oh yeah, play from here. I'll tell you to stop when.
Okay.
yeah, so you can see I had way too much going on. Like I was trying way too hard. It just looked ridiculous. The blue light, like it was just a lot, to be honest. It just wasn't like at all. There was not the mood that I wanted. And yeah, I wasn't happy. But you know that shot, that boy, Buddy, he's lit up just from one of the little Godox R ones, which is really cool. I just stuck in the Christmas tree, which was really fun. But yeah, I've just once I brought in that VL300, just things changed and it made things so much better. So if you go to the one of the last shots of the window with the snow, keep going. Obviously, I shot this in Vlog. So, yeah, I really wanted to create a sort of moonlight. And if you can kind of see it coming through the window in the shots from outside. And so I really wanted to like pay special consideration to like his skin tones and how that would look, and also the color grade, because I really wanted it to be moonlight. So you can see it's probably a bit too harsh on the window there, that blue. I probably could have dulled that down a bit, but I feel like it doesn't really matter. I feel like it's magical. It's Christmas. Anything kind of goes when you're doing these kind of settings. And also that there are Christmas lights above the ceiling. So we can, you know, the audience might assume that the light's coming from above. So I really preferred these shots more. I really wanted to get a sequence so I could actually show you the commercial, but my son, he wasn't, I was bribing him to even do these. He thinks that his dad has a better job as a concreter, and I don't understand why. I want to star in Mummy's Christmas movie, but whatever. But I am going to finish this little TV, this little commercial, which is a 40-second little commercial that I've written a script for. So we have some other scenes that I'm going to make and then put this together and do some narration. I think I added some other like commercial narration and just to get a bit of an idea on how it sort of would look, which I think I've got it in there, but I think it just gives you an idea on, you know, how it all sort of comes together when you're a filmmaker and you're mixing image and sound design and, you know, all of those aspects. So this was
with the little snow globe, is that like lit up?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like purchased lit up, or did you put something in there?
I purchased it.
Yeah, it's really cool. $300.
And we didn't have it for the first shoot, and then I really wanted to, because you know how I was lighting the Christmas star up with the little Godox R1, which was cool, but that little lanterns, that will stay in the family forever, and I'll always remember.
You better look after that. I don't want to see that smashed or anything. Yeah. That is beautiful. I like how you've got like the little bits of light to complement each other. So like the ball is like.
Sorry, can you go back a tiny bit? Sorry, Ashley, where you could see the blue light coming in on the window. I think it's a shot before that.
David.
What was it?
Maybe can you go to the other one, Judd 4K?
Okay, sure. Do you want to keep the audio or no?
Well, it doesn't really matter, but I just...
Okay. Let's just play it.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So if you stop there... Oh, okay.
Go back.
That's all right. I can play a bit. This is just the same shot, but these were just sort of adding in a few extra. But yeah, if you go back to the second shot, go a bit more...
David Marshall's asking you what light you used for this shoot.
Okay, so right behind that panel in the middle, there's a LED light stick, and I have that shining obviously on Judd's face. That light that Judd is holding isn't enough to light his face, so I needed to put something there to make it look like that was his face. And also I have a chandelier in that room. If I had had time, I would have masked out that background and just fixed that background and the exposure, but I finished this in literally 2 hours ago. So yeah, so I used, this was very simple lighting, and it actually turned out to be the best shot. And it was literally just 2 lights, the LED light stick on the side, outside, shining in on the side, which is the blue light you see there, and then 1 LED light stick in the behind that window just to light up his face a tiny bit.
It's amazing though, like what you can do with how many lights? 2 lights in total here.
Yeah, 2 lights,
And, like,
with the ambient light in the background from the
and
Christmas
I
tree.
love how you've not overdone it on his face as well with the lighting. So it's just subtle enough to make it look like it's coming from that light globe, but it's not too much to make it look like it's unrealistic. So
Well, that was my problem, wasn't it? That in my previous attempts, all my lighting was too harsh. It was too much. It wasn't soft and it wasn't realistic. It didn't feel like professional lighting. Just like I'd come in and I go, I'm going to light here, I'm going to light there, I'm going to light. It's going to look amazing. And then when I got it on my computer, I was like, huh? Why doesn't this look good? And then obviously went back to the drawing board and then tried this shot, and then, you know, changed my lens like choice and my camera angles, and those little things really so many wonders when you're trying to create a feel and an emotion. And this right here is the frame. This is the shot that I had in my mind. This is what I wanted. I wanted that magic feeling of the little boy so excited to look out the window and see, you know, the snow, and, you know, that it's the Christmas Eve and it's the night before Christmas, you know, it's moonlight, and that's what I wanted. And so I'm really happy with that, even though I'm sure I'm going to get better as I go along. I'm quite proud of this little lighting setup, and it's really easy. And it turns out that I didn't need to go all out.
Well, I guess that's what they say, like less is always more, like, you know, so less is more, and everything has to be there for a reason. Like the light globe's there to light him up, you know, the chandelier has to sort of match the Christmas tree lighting, and, you know, you don't want to overpower one lighting so the other lighting blows out, which is what was happening in some cases as well, wasn't it? Like I can't remember which setup it was. Oh no, actually going back, it was actually the couple setup that we did. You had the big softbox lighting on, and you were like, turn up the power of the light stick, the blue one, because it's not very bright. And we realized that the actual the what is it called, the big light that you have,
300
was overpowering the blue light, the light stick. So less is always more, and like just practicing and playing around makes you better, doesn't it? It's good. I
think the advantage of LED lights is that for videographers, you see them straight away, right? You can adjust straight away. You can put on a softbox. If it's too harsh, put on a softbox. If it's not focusing enough, you can put on a grade. And for us as photographers, sometimes we have to do the guessing because we're using flash. So that's an advantage, right?
Yeah.
And also nowadays with LED lights, it's so much easier. Like you have remote control to control all the powers and the colors on LC500, right? With one click, you change it from blue to yellow to orange to cyan, to different modes. It's just easy.
That's the best thing I've ever seen in a long time.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
If anyone's wondering what it look like, I'm actually using one right now. It's amazing. And it's still on full battery, and it's literally been like...
You've been going for at least an hour, and like
honestly, what's in them? Because it's just crazy.
Yeah, this lasts forever. I don't know what they did, but the battery power is amazing.
So I would have loved, Ashley, probably now that I see this shot and I have time to analyze it like I do all the time, I would probably get some of that artificial snow that I have and put it around the window edges, and then quite possibly like fog up the sides of the window. Just here's my special effects coming out in me again. But yeah, taking the time to consider the scene, I feel like is more important than actually taking the time to light it, because I feel like once you have it in your mind on what it's going to look like, then the rest sort of comes easy. But practice makes perfect, and practice on that night, Ashley, that you came over and we had that big snow apparatus thing. It was just, I left, she left, and I was just in tears. Have you ever done a shoot and it just didn't work and you had really high hopes? And I'm grateful for that lesson because it brought me back down to reality, and it made me really understand, like, this isn't going to be easy for me to learn, and that's fine. But I've been doing this for such a long time. It's about time that I learned it and, you know, got out of my comfort zone. And I'm like anyone, you know, if you're a wedding filmmaker, if you're at home and you're in lockdown or in quarantine, you don't have any work, I highly suggest you just doing something creative for yourself, because we have the time now and we're always complaining we don't get to do anything creative. So yeah, give this a go, or do that project that you want to do, because this is something I've wanted to do. I want to put this on the TV and I want to show him, and I want him to feel the magic. So look at his face. He's so cute.
I've actually been doing, like, since obviously we're in Melbourne, we're back in lockdown, and we're not allowed to leave the house unless it's for essential reasons. So we stay home as much as we can. And like, it forces me to like want to, you know, learn new things. And, you know, I've been YouTubing all week how to do composite edits and stuff with my, you know, shots that I've been doing. And like, this is the time now to learn and throw yourself and immerse yourself into like just learning something, even if it's like a 2-minute little film or a 30-second film. Just get some lights, play around with your kids if you've got kids, or, you know, you could even sort of do like you could do an object or something as well, couldn't you, Nikki? Like, you could play around, and then, you know, when you do go back to shooting weddings, you can like put this into your wedding work. So Elizabeth has a question for you, Nikki.
Yeah.
Wow, look at Elizabeth's profile. She's looking really great there.
I won't look like that after ISO.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I'm just getting my picture of what I use, my LED panel. So for different types of for speeches, I normally have a strong sort of spotlight on the speaker, and then possibly like an LED panel behind or off to the side just for rim light. And then for this reception, I always have like crank it up, like I'll bring the 300, pop it in the corner of the room, and quite often Ashley will use that light, her backlight, which is actually really annoying, to be honest, because I have a video of me shooting a first dance, and Ashley is in the opposite direction of my camera because I'm trying to get the backlit shot, you know, the couple are dancing and they're moving apart, coming back together, and the lights coming through. And there's Ashley, and she's on the other side because I've lit it perfectly for her. But anyway, not to worry. I'm just going to learn to mask you out of the shot. Like I'm sure you have to do all the time.
You know what the problem is, though? Like, whenever I see good light, like, it's like I'm conditioned to think this way, and I'm sure many photographers and videographers think this way. Whenever I see good light, I'm automatically like, I forget about everything and it's all about me. So I'm like, oh my God, good light. And like your light, you might like the backlit, but for me it might be like the front lit. So I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going in and I don't care. Like sometimes, you know, it's light just takes control of me. Like it's just I just can't help it. But yeah, generally I try and get the shot and move away, but yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, if the videographer can light the speeches well, then you don't have to use your flash in most cases.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Because the flash going off in your film's not always.
Yeah, because the groom's like, the day I met you, my life changed. Flicker, flicker, flicker. I've got epilepsy, and the groom's crying. That's like, oh, you see how hard it is to remove that.
Renee's got something to say.
You're too hard on yourself, Nikki. So inspiring. Love seeing you guys build each other up. Can't wait to play around with my Godox kit. Thanks for the inspo and mood lighting. So mine will be stills. Oh, thanks, Renee. I love your work.
Renee's got beautiful work. Love Renee's work. And I love her profile picture too. Look at all these profile photos today. They're amazing.
I'm interested to know what she got in her Godox kit.
Yeah.
flashes. Are these for sale yet, Aries? These light sticks?
LT500? Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's for sale now. Yeah. I think people can check out, with their local distributors.
Mm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
They're so like.
I think,
they're so-
and another good things about, when we use LED lights to work with, to as a photographer or videographer to work together, like we can easily, let's say, set up 2 backlights with LC500 on the dance floor, right? So I think will be good for photographer to focus as well, because with a backlit there's a ring light, it's easy to focus. You
Yeah.
can choose to do something crazy, for example with an on-camera flash to give some feel, like if you want to deliver a different look
yeah.
from the videographer, but you can stay with it. It will be very, very good. So
Yeah.
And you know what? It's all about communication with each other, isn't it? Because, you know, you often see things like photographers saying like, oh my God, the videographer's ruining my shot with all these lights, or I needed to use the flash, or the videographer's saying, oh my God, this flash is annoying me. But like one small conversation with each other, like going up and saying like, I'm going to set up these lights. If we stand here together, this is the type of shot we're going to get. It's going to look really good, and we can follow each other around so we can get a whole range of different shots and work together. And then that way you've built up a better relationship. Does it always work that way, Nikki? Probably not.
Yeah.
Not with me.
That's why I always find like it's great to find your circle of industry, I guess, friends, peers, whatever you want to call them, and find the ones that are on the same like level as you. I mean, there are some idiots in every industry, but find someone that appreciates, effort. Some people are lazy, some people get tired. But when you're young and passionate and you have something to learn and you want to create, and we have so many talented filmmakers and photographers sort of within our friendship group, Ashley, that we love working with, because we learn off each other still after 8 years of shooting weddings.
Exactly.
I don't think I've gone to a wedding and now after shooting hundreds of weddings and haven't learned something. I'm still learning. And the day that I stop learning, I have to maybe consider a different job. So
that's right. I think I've heard. I worked with a videographer a couple of months ago, just before lockdown, and like there was something that he did with his posing or something, and I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna start using that in my work. It's really, really good. And I since then, I did a couple more weddings after that, and I used it, and the photos turned out really good. So, just by letting a videographer take over as a photographer for a little bit, you can learn things, you can sit back, you can see how they do things, and you can sort of stop being so bossy all the time.
Well, I was going to say, we won't go into the time where I tried to take over.
I think another question.
You can just plug it in. Because I haven't been able to shoot many weddings in Victoria. We're in lockdown, so I haven't been able to shoot at many receptions. And I assume
You could just plug it into the DJs. They normally have a multi-plug. Yeah.
Wherever you can get power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can use a battery too if you want to. Just post,
Is
I think all the V-mount battery would work.
The great thing about receptions is that there's always somewhere you can get power. Unless you're outside or something like that, then you can.
Just bring an extension cord with you too, and if you shoot with a second shooter as well, maybe get them to stand by the light so that nobody knocks it over, because that can happen too with drunk people on the dance floor.
You definitely want
kids
to use sandbags for any light stands when you're at receptions, for sure. They don't have all the extra things that videographers have to carry up to the reception.
I know, and we just roll in with one bag and 2 cameras, no tripod.
Every time I see a videographer, I was like, "Are you moving your house or?"
Yeah, exactly. And then it's worse when like you have to get in an elevator and put all your stuff in there. And
in moving houses. Because, like, honestly, some videographers like bring multiple suitcases with them on a wedding day. So it's like, yeah, are you moving house? Like, how much have you got? I know that Nikki works with Yong a lot, and he has so much. Like his whole boot, you open that boot and it's full of gear, isn't it?
yeah,
Crazy.
he's
Huh?
always he has everything. He always
Yeah.
has everything. It's funny.
Cool. What if someone just
Mhm.
said, just seen that Aries is here, love his work. Sorry, ladies, I haven't seen your work yet. We love
Okay.
Aries. We love Aries' work too.
Yeah, I wish I had more things to show you, and I can't wait. My husband has an empty, abandoned warehouse factory that's quite dusty, and so my next idea is to get like a dancer, ballerina, and to do some to do a shoot in there. That's what I want to do next. So that's something that I'll feel totally confident doing because it's very similar to a first dance or reception, which I always nail. I always nail the first dance. I always get that light, that backlight. It's magic. I always
Yeah,
nail
I love backlight as well.
procession walking in. Manual focus, manual tracking. I always get it right. Hire me.
I love backlit shots as well. I think it's like so much more subtle and romantic. Like it feels like
Well, I feel like if you put them the other way, you've got this harsh light in their face, and it doesn't like there's nothing there to soften the light, and it's I mean, unless they've got flawless skin and a perfect chiseled jawline. I mean, right now I'm like look at my lines, so you can imagine, you know, especially out in daylight and sunlight. Imagine.
what would you do though? I'm going to ask you a question here because I'm like genuinely interested. How do you like combat people being like, I don't want these lights there. They're too distracting.
Well, I'm
Or
not going to bring them into a ceremony.
No, like for the reception. Like say somebody says to you, like, you know, or the video, like not the videographer, say the reception man says, you're not putting these lights on. They're too distracting. You can't do this. What would you say? What would you do to that? Like,
These aren't my lights. This is actually the bride and groom's lights. They brought them in. They just asked me to set them up.
Oh, that was smart.
You go and talk to them. I'm just doing what they ask. Sorry. But what are they going to do? They're not going to go and say to the bride and groom
That was a good one.
Yeah.
If anything, okay, makeup artists, they always put the bride in the worst place. Always, like in the toilet, in the bathroom, down lights. And like if you go in there and be like, I'm the videographer, she's gonna look like a corpse in there. You need to move it. This is their answer all the time. Okay, love, I have a job to do as well. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Well. So I always go up to the makeup artist. I always go up to the mum, and I say to the mum, the makeup artist really needs to move out of there and into this beautiful natural light. So your daughter just looks beautiful because this light isn't really helping. Do you think you can go and have a chat? And then the makeup artist is never going to say no to the mum. So it's all about just, you know.
Yeah, for the right string.
All the right.
Yeah. And you know, I suppose like if the bride and groom were like, oh, I don't want that light there, like it's too distracting or something, you could sort of like say to them like, this light is gonna like make you guys look flawless. Like, trust me.
I think you and I are pretty good at having like conversations and building a rapport with our couples before the day. So if we feel the vibe is not there, like, look, not every wedding film has to be a spectacular masterpiece that wins an award. Like that's not, you know, that's just not possible. So I think you got to pick your battles. Who wants to work with you? Who's willing to let you go that extra mile? Some people aren't. Some people just want documentary style, just do my photos and deliver them. Don't even put them on social media. That's a job. The ones that you know, gel well together, like you know, Ginny and Baden, like that. Well, for one, that didn't even really need any fancy editing techniques or fancy shooting. Like that was all story and that was all lovely and beautiful. But if you have the right couple who are up for it, trust you, they build enough rapport that you're like a wedding guest to them, then you can do whatever. They're not going to care. Think about all that.
Maybe you should play one of your actual wedding films right now, so that like people can see like your actual wedding work.
You should give it a go.
Do you want me to share? Do you want me to share the screen and then keep talking, and I'll get something from Facebook?
Well, which one are you going to show?
You tell me which one that has a little bit of light in it, or like whatever you like. Because I think people that are watching right now, like they probably want to see like your actual wedding work and check it out, and then maybe follow you and see how you use your lights. When you go back to shooting a wedding, like they might want to see what you do to advance your work. So let me know and I can put it on for you if you want.
Let's just give Nikki a couple of minutes to if she has something in the background, she will send you the link.
Yeah
rather than we randomly pick something.
Then I picked the wrong thing.
I'm really hard on myself, actually. I don't know, maybe like the Italy wedding, actually. Like I feel like the reception like there was a lot of colorful lights there that I think worked really well. So I'll just tag you in it, Ashley.
Yeah.
But it's like 6 minutes long, so
I'm just trying to think of like some of your weddings that you've done with some like receptions where the back, like the lighting in the reception, like I've seen a couple of your speeches, like how you light your speeches and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, just
because the way send me the link.
The way she does light her speeches are really, really cool, because like you think if you don't have the light at all, that wouldn't have that same punchy, powerful effect as it does with the lighting. Did I put? I think I may have put her on the spot.
Yeah,
she's going to kill me.
No, I don't. I'm happy to share, but I just don't know which one. Aries, I'm just going to send you this, and maybe you can fast forward to like the reception. So you can see, because I shot the reception all handheld, and you can get the same. You might be able to get the same idea using the coloured LED sticks. But
all right.
Sam, who was on this live, Sam Freganese, he's one of my mates.
So should I go to reception?
Reception. Yeah, you can go straight to reception if you want.
How many minutes? How many seconds? If you could be
cut all up, isn't it? It's like
okay. So this will give you an idea, because go to 6 minutes. Sorry, go to 4 minutes 27.
4 minutes 27. Okay, here we go. All right, give me. I think I'm loading it. Give me a couple of seconds to share it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Remove. Share screen. Share screen.
When it's playing, I can
see.
So maybe you can go back a bit.
Okay, sorry.
And then make it bigger. You can't.
Okay, this is challenging.
Can you put music or no? You got to hear the music. It's all about the music.
So what are you using there? Like a light?
Can you guys hear the audio or no?
No.
No.
All right. Let me do it again.
Actually,
There's
you
a
remember
tiny.
I had 2 minutes to set up, so I could only set up one light for this.
Yeah,
so
you had an LED light for this, didn't you?
we couldn't have a backlight. We didn't have time.
See the storm clouds up ahead. Say the words I miss you. I can't remember what you said.
Marco has clearly shown that he possesses everything it takes to be a great husband. You're two of my best friends. I'm so happy for you. Into the crowd. Should we get this party started or what?
See the fire in her eyes. I can feel your heartbeat. I can feel your heartbeat. I can feel your heartbeat.
I feel like that shows, like lots of vibrant colors.
Yeah. Like looking
That was
at
pretty
that
good.
now. Yeah, looking at that now, like you can see how you could get a couple of those like sticks, put them on different colors on the dance floor, and you could
Mhm.
use that to your advantage to make the film look a little bit more fun and colorful.
Hmm. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, as I said, I've normally relied on the light that's available to me on the day, other than the exception of, some speeches. But this is why, like, moving forward, I'm going to turn this on its head, and I'm going to start controlling the light a lot more. And yeah, just pushing the limits. But yeah, I love this party scene. I love it. Like, this party scene would be nothing without all of these beautiful colors and the haze and the smoke machine and things like that. So,
No, it's great. It looks really cool.
yeah.
Like when we actually get to go photograph and film a wedding, we are going to pull out like all the moves, aren't we? I was thinking
Yeah.
about the other day. I was like, I have a wedding coming up and it's like a 5-hour wedding. And normally, like when I shoot weddings, I'm like 5 hours on the dot, I'm out of there because I'm like tired or like I've got a wedding the next day and like I don't go over. The first wedding that I do, they cannot kick me out.
We've got one together. Another. Hey, do you know what I'm dying to do?
What?
I'm dying to light up the bride walking down the aisle. I want to. Actually, if you go to this shot, this was natural light, but I can't remember Aries. Hold on, I'll find what second it is. Actually, do you remember? You have the photo of that.
Yeah.
Okay, if you go to Aries, 3 minutes 50.
Sure.
Or you can go back so you can see a little bit of Rome. Go to see.
Love never fails. The word of the
Hi, Marco. Take you, Jessica.
Not this shot. Keep going, not this shot. I wouldn't stop you for that.
To be my wife.
This one?
Look at that. And like when she gets into that like light in the middle, right there.
And you know what? Sometimes you don't get lucky with light like that. So like with lights, you can actually manipulate it. Because you imagine putting like the big soft box as a backlit. I know that it becomes all about us, but like, you know what? If you have a couple that are willing to give you like creative control and don't care, and some do, especially if they see it in a film, and then they're like, "Oh my god, how did you do that? I want that in my."
Pushing it a bit. I feel like, could you imagine if we went into one of the second biggest churches in Rome and said, "Oh, don't mind us, we're just going to be."
No, I'm not specifically saying like Rome, but like I'm thinking like maybe like if you're doing like a ceremony space that needs a bit of power to it, like when this church was incredible. Like it was in Rome and it was like beautiful, old, like big, beautiful church. Like it's a shame that all the people were in the background there because they weren't guests. They were just people.
I should actually take them out of the shot.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot
You
of
can
work.
actually do that in video.
Just to say, Nikki, if you want to do similar shots, right, you can put your VL300 there. There is a new adapter
Mhm.
that will perform like a magnifier. Does it make sense? Like
Yeah.
to give you a beam of light. Yeah,
Oh, like
it
a
still has
beam.
the powerful 300 watts output.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can adapt to the 830 lens. So basically, that lens will give you a focus of beam, like exactly like
Oh,
this. You can choose to have 65, 85, or 150. 150 will be
wow.
the telescope. Yeah,
That's
I
amazing.
think.
Wow.
Yeah, I think our Australian distributor have a display example. You can go there, check it out, and you can be adapt to your VL300. It's actually quite handy.
Wow.
Yeah, you just need to have a assistant to stand there and you know
Yeah.
hold the lights and what with the real movie productions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's pretty
yeah.
cool.
And you know what? Like, let's face it, some videographers might reenact the walking down the aisle. Like, sometimes they do. Yeah. So, like, maybe you could say, hey, like, I don't know, this might be getting a bit crazy, and there might be videographers out there that go, I like everything to be natural and like as it is. But, like, you know, if you want to create really cool films, sometimes you just got to push the envelope a bit more. And, like, if it means doing a staged walking down the aisle to get that awesome shot, just do it.
I feel like we're going to get a reputation after this, actually, where the
Oh.
sisters that bring in a full lighting kit to a church.
You know what? Like, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, it's the client that matters. And if you're selling your work for this style, then so what? YOLO, as they say.
Exactly. Well, you know what? Like, I feel when you're hitting that sort of $9,000 to $10,000 mark on a wedding film, your level of production should go up as well. You know,
Yeah.
you shouldn't be shooting with one camera operator and having two angles. So I feel like it's your responsibility to up the ante when you're upping your prices. And, you know, I'm not saying this would be easy, because obviously time restrictions, getting to, you know, the church in time to set that up and having it perfect and, you know, controlling everything, it's really hard. It honestly is really hard. Most of the time it's just pure luck. Like, this is my second shooter, Sam. This is his shot. And I was hoping he would see it. I knew he would. And he exposed perfectly for that light on her dress. You know, a lot of other videographers would have just, you know, not seen that.
Yeah. Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, like, you're so right. And do you know what I was thinking too? Like, now, because, like, obviously with a little bit more restrictions on weddings, there's a lot more people doing elopements. So like, they're more open to being creative. Like, the elopements that me and you have done in the past, like, how much more creative can you be? Because they're like, well, we've got all day, just take your time.
I wonder what you and I could have done with Amy and Dave's.
If we had these lights.
Like, could have we done something there? I wonder.
Oh, so we could have.
It was the forest areas. It was dark and it was raining, and like, we're like, oh, I wonder what we could do here with some artificial light. Like, what are the possibilities? And I was thinking in my head, and I always wonder what potential could have been for that, even though it was still a beautiful, beautiful shot. But yeah,
because I once shot at that location where we had the sun come out all of a sudden, and it started raining, and the sun actually acted like a really strong flash and illuminated the rain, even though it was daylight. Like, it was like crazy. So, like, if you had pockets of light coming in there from those lights, you could make it incredible.
Mm-hmm. What camera did we shot this with? A mixture of cameras, actually.
Yeah, because you had like 3 shooters on the day, and just me, and just me.
And that was Sam's shot, and he was on the red Epic, so that's why it looks pretty epic.
Yeah, I know. That's the magnifier you mentioned. Someone just put John Werrick.
So the magnifier I mentioned, it's for S30. It's a LED lights, right?
Yeah.
We do have adapter to mount the lens to anything with a Bowen mount.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 8300 is Godox mount, so it wouldn't work with the mount I mentioned. But
Yeah.
if you use 8600 or 8200, that would definitely work for the flash user. If you are LED videographers, then that will be anything like SL200, FV200, VL300, like what Nikki has. They all work with any Bowen mount. Yeah.
I wonder
No.
actually if we showed Aries the scene that I'm talking about with Amy and Davis, if he would be able to tell us what we could potentially do.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty certain that. Sorry, guys, my light just turned off, and that's because it's got a limit. So Aries, when we did this wedding in the forest, I had my 8200 Pro, and I had the constant light on, and Nikki used some of the constant light in some of her film, and like it lit up the couple, and it was like it was a very dull light, but it was still enough to sort of throw in a little bit of something different in the film. But I just think if we had have had like, you know, the light sticks or
also something like a really like good light stand with our 300 like sort of pointing down to sort of emulate like the sort of sunlight coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was raining as well on that day, so like
Oh yeah. In that case, I think VL300, of course, put a plastic bag or anything wrapper around it because it's, you know, it needs to be waterproof.
I
And
learned my
then
lesson.
use the magnifier I talked about, you know, the adapter for the S30 lens to the VL300. That will perfect because it's a pocket of it, almost like a pocket of sun or pocket of I don't know, angel lights that leads up all the rings when you do backlights. So it's gonna be perfect, and it's gonna be great for photographers too.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
I was just gonna say we dream about that sort of light. Like when I see this light, and I know my sister said Sam found that pocket of light. It was actually me. I saw that first. I'm claiming it. I said, "Oh my God, look at that light!" And then I was like, so then I got the groomsmen to stand in there, and I did something and played around before the bride came. But like this is the type of light that like for me, I see at a wedding, and I'm like, oh my God! But it's never happens like often, does it? Like it's maybe 1 in a million. So being able to have something to like, did you say that I can have that modifier for my you can get it for the 8300?
I don't think it doesn't work with 8300 because 8300 is it's a Godox mount.
Okay.
But if for anybody who's using 8600 or 8200, that would work.
Yeah, would work. Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome.
So I just sent Aries a little snippet of Amy's. Maybe don't play it all the way through, but just check out the bride walking down the aisle, because Ashley and I had time and we didn't have anyone around us. We could have really done anything. So hope, because we've got more elopements, that we can start bringing lights outdoors, and you know, just we like could have taken it to the next level, even though it's absolutely beautiful. That's 35, I think.
35 is a ceremony. Do you want me to show it?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Marcelo said that I have a nice accent. He said, "Great accent, nice accent, Ashley."
Can you guys see it?
No,
it's still stuck at all right, let me stop sharing, share screen. Amy, Dave.
What about
Amy, Dave.
I should start doing some detail shots, you know, some ring shots with some of these lights, see how that turns out.
Yeah, for sure. So like it's a pretty dark location, but like sepia. I mean, you could have, I mean, you've got a little bit of backlight on her there, but you could have
Yeah, imagine.
Yeah,
Light
you could have
brilliant.
more like darken. You could darken like the forest and have just her lit up, and like
Yeah, exactly.
there's so much you could do like
Yeah.
with lighting. And look here, here's the light, Aries. This is the
Yeah.
8300 Pro. Like, and I think that like even though it might have been annoying for you at the time, Nikki, I think it really
Yeah.
like kind of adds a different element to the film. Like it kind of makes it more romantic with that light.
Yeah.
And that was just the 8200 Pro with the continuous light, and then I think I had a color gel over it, so it was warm.
Yeah. So with that light, I think it's about the modeling light is about 5 watts,
Yeah,
and because VL300 is 300 watts, so
Yeah.
that will definitely make a huge difference.
difference. Yeah, like, and I had it on when I was doing the flat, like my off-camera flash sort of rain shots. And then I think I was about to grab it, and Nikki was like, "No, leave it. It looks good for looks good for the video."
Yeah, it just brings in a bit of atmosphere, you know, like
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like what's it doing there, but who cares?
yeah,
I like it.
yeah. Look, in wedding filmmaking and photography, like you're allowed to break rules, you know, as
Yeah.
long as it looks good.
Yeah.
You have a question.
Yeah.
See,
Where is it? I can't see any question.
Kevin, I think Aries will get it up in a sec.
Yep. Cool.
All right, technical questions. Aries, you can answer that. Or Ashley.
I think just buy another V-mount batteries. To be honest, with LC500, I don't think you need a second battery. It lasts forever.
Mhm.
I did a photo shoots on Tuesday and Monday. I don't charge them. It lasts for 2 days. On each day, I shoot between 5 to 6 hours. I think for wedding, generally, you don't need to light your couple from, to be honest, from the getting ready all the way to the reception. But you know, if they will last for a couple of hours, that should be easy. That should be easy with no issue. So if you truly need a power, LC500 can be working as well as charging. So you can charge them and listen. That should be fine. I hope that helps. All right.
Good question. I didn't have no idea, so I let Aries take over there. What else have we got here? The Italy film is beautiful. Love, love, love. That one is timeless and perfect transitions. Well, that's really nice.
Thank you. Thank you. I miss shooting weddings. I really do. I hope we can go back to shooting weddings really soon here in Victoria. It seems to be a bit of a high expectation from what's going on. But yeah, as soon as we're back out shooting areas, we might have to come to Sydney, except we heard that we're not very welcome in Sydney.
No, we try to hide from Victorians for now.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. But yeah, let's just wait until all this drama finishes.
Yeah.
And our life return back to normal. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you're ever working in a church where you can hide your light stand and you can keep it out of the way, you can always light up the altar, light up the bride. If she's got really bad shadows on her face, or if the light's just really awful in the church, that's another time when I would bring in that VL300 and, hide it behind a pillar, and just that'll take it from, 0 to 100. And those little things are like what the bride appreciates, is you always want to make the bride feel beautiful, and just sometimes you can't help the lighting situation that you're in. And especially, look, and I'm talking about price range, pick what job you're going to put in, what's deserving of the most amount of effort. If you're just doing a cheap job and you're not getting paid enough, you don't need to go to so much effort. I'm sorry that, but that's just the reality. Like, there are some people out there that are charging 10,000 plus, but their production value is that's what you're paying for. And so you've got to think about that and think about your gear and your equipment, because I can tell you what, if you light a scene, it doesn't matter what camera you're shooting on. You could shoot it on an iPhone and it'll look amazing. And I mean, you see some of these what they're doing on iPhones. Do you think that the film looks good because it's shot on this brand new iPhone? No, it looks good because they've lit it perfectly.
But also, Nikki's a Panasonic ambassador, so she does really love Panasonics. I just had to say that.
Look, obviously, of course, but my point is that
I know what you mean. I was just going to do.
It really does start with your lighting, and so I'm going to introduce these lights into our shooting, Ashley, for bride and groom preparations. I don't really necessarily think that relying on natural light for it's a mystery bag. You never know what you're going to get, and then sometimes you're so disappointed. You are you're disappointed because you're like, that just wasn't working. The lighting wasn't right, and the lighting was either too harsh, and you just want that perfect balance where we can illuminate that skin. And sometimes I feel like one extreme to the other with Melbourne, it's either cloudy or super sunny. For 4 seasons in one day. So yes,
you know what, for me, for wedding photography, like, I always feel like, you can go to the groom preps and everything's all good. The light's really good at the house and you've done all the shots. You're so proud and you're like, yes, I'm going to the brides now. And then you get to the brides and it's dark. There's crap everywhere. There's nowhere nice to do the photos. And you're just thinking in your head, how is my album going to look? Like, I've got these really awesome shots from the groom prep, and like now I've just got to use this shitty room with bad lighting, and it's going to be mismatched for the album. So like, for me, it's like consistency. So like, if you've got that light there, just bring it out. If it's going to change, your photos, if it's going to bring them up to the next level, just do it. Like, it's not going to hurt anyone.
I think I'm going to go back to shooting products on the day. I'm excited. Aries, that's my next task. I'm going to shoot my engagement ring and aftershave and all of those things I said I hate shooting on a wedding day. I'm going to do that this week because I'm loving these lightings. And you're right, Ashley, it is about like seeing continuity, because we have so many different lighting situations on a wedding day. We go from, the morning all the way through to reception. What makes a good film or a wedding film, is consistency, continuity, like the color grade needs to be the same throughout the whole film. But you can only really grade a film if there's good lighting in each shot. The whole way through. I mean, you can get away with some things here and there in post, but if you can match that light, like that's what I'm saying. If you could match the light for the bride and the groom, you could have some really beautiful transitions. Because obviously I don't edit in a linear timeline when I'm editing a wedding. It's always not like I'm always jumping back to and from parts of the day. But if you've got inconsistencies in your light and your image and your color, that really stands out. So you need to make it flow, which, So
I think whenever I look at a wedding film, just, I like watching them. I feel like I'm always caught in on the first, say, 10 seconds. And then, like, as soon as I see bad shots, like bad lighting and shit, I'm lost. I'm gone. I'm finished. Like, I'm checking out. You've lost me. It's like, the whole way, it has to have the same sort of consistency. Like, you can't just start a film with these epic grand shots and then start going into these mediocre shots, because it doesn't have consistency for me. And I know it's hard. It's a wedding. It's not a production. But then, like, you could keep those shots flowing by having light. Like, a light.
Well, what about this, Ashley? I just had an idea. How many times do we go on location and the location's not working? And we're like, what are we going to do? This looks like crap. And then imagine we find I don't know, like a white wall somewhere, and we bring in 2 LED sticks and we make it colorful. We spray some can. Boom, there you go. There you've got like a whole awesome sequence of like, and I always love this word, but like fierce looking shots, like, you know, powerful shots. I think that's, I don't know, I think that's a difference. You can take what would be, you can take the control back. Look at him.
Basically it's forget about the epic drone shots this coming season. It's all about the epic lighting shots.
That's it. The new trend. Drone. The drone is gone.
Yeah.
I think of a scene opening to like a 5-second drone aerial shot. I think I did that in my last film. But anyway, but yeah, lighting.
Yeah, we want to see the lighting. We want to see, and like you don't actually see many night sort of location stuff for a wedding film. So like, I reckon by putting those into your films, I think it's really going to make a difference.
Yeah, for sure.
So good. He's cute, eh? He looks good. I like those shots.
Where did you learn your lighting skills from? Did you just learn on the job, or were you taught by someone?
Me
or Aries?
Aries. I know where you.
No, I think because I spent half of my time doing pre-weddings and elopement sessions, another half time on my wedding. I always have this compared with wedding photographers, like who's on wedding and wedding awning. I always have more luxury, the time to set up. So it becomes a self-challenge thing. So every time, every pre-wedding or wedding I do, I always try to come up with a new shots with different light setup. So after a couple of years, you sort of have this your own way of doing things that actually help you to distinguish yourself from the others. And then marketing wise, it actually works because you are so different from the others. I'm not saying, like, I'm very similar to Ash, right? I offer lots of natural lights, right? We had a discussion about it. I offer lots of emotions, photogasms, like, happy, great times, things like those. I offer lots of those, true, genuine moments and love, tears, right? We all know about those.
And you know what, Aries, you actually make those moments too. I've seen you. You actually make them happen.
I just give people a chance to express their feelings.
I remember once I did a wedding and he made the mum and the daughter cry, and it was so good. I was like, can I bring you everywhere?
That's so good.
So good.
I think I would be a better assistant, in a way. Like we work perfectly, and you just click the shutters. I'll go there and do the talk.
Yeah,
once
Aries
the zombie apocalypse is over, come and shoot a wedding with us, Aries.
But he needs to be fed though, because he can get hangry if he doesn't get fed.
That's fair enough.
I thought of I was suffering from this low blood sugar thing.
But yeah. Your Aries' work is incredible. Like every time and he always pushes the envelope too. He always pushes his clients to do more, like which is what I love. Like he'll make them do crazy things, like that rope girl that you got her to climb the rope the other day.
Yeah, we had fun.
Did you see that video, Nikki?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So cool.
Like what happened there? I put the heat tech, Uniqlo heat tech underwear. I put on sweater. I put on the leather jacket. I put a lot of, infinite layers of clothes on myself. And I was trying to go there. I was trying to encourage her. I was like, just imagine you are on Miami Beach and it's not cold at all. It's just too hot. It starts climbing. And you can literally see her goosebumps from meters away. Right? Or she was trying to stay positive, and she's like, "Why don't you take off your clothes? Let's go up there." I was like, "No, it's funny."
And that time that we did a wedding in the Blue Mountains, and he was like telling my clients to go closer to the edge, and I was freaking out. I was like, "No!" He's like, "Go closer to the edge." Like literally, you fall, that's it, gone. And all I could think about is like, and it was so windy that day too, wasn't it, Aries? So windy.
Oh, you're worried about the falling?
Yeah.
I thought you were worried. I thought you were worried about the hairstyles getting messed up by the wind.
Was it worth it, Ashley?
Yeah, it was. But I was like, remember the bridesmaid had like a full panic attack. Like she fell to the ground and she couldn't breathe because it was so dangerous. Like it was so windy, like at least 60-kilometer winds. And he's like, go further.
50 kilometers.
I don't know. Anyway, go. Question.
I use Premiere Pro. Unfortunately. No, I love Premiere Pro. I don't have time to learn a different editing program, but I hear they're all pretty good. Ashley uses, what do you use?
What about post-production? I use Photoshop. Yeah, I'm a Photoshop girl. But
I actually use Final Cut for the
Use
videos.
when
Yeah.
when you make movies.
Yeah, I use Final Cut. I have in the past, but yeah, Premiere Pro. I just know it. It's easy. I know all my shortcuts. I know where everything is.
Whenever I make
You know,
something,
when
I
it
use iMovie.
doesn't crash.
Because
I use
with
iMovie.
laptop, I find my laptop is struggling with the Premiere Pro. Adobe Premiere. It just takes too long, and every time you have to do the encoding, and one out of the 25% of view, it's just too much hassle. Final Cut actually is a way faster on Mac, especially on a laptop, so I can hide away from my kids when I was in the car waiting for him to finish from his childcare. I was just do some editing there. So yeah, it just sort of works for me to do a quick job. Yeah.
You know what I use? iMovie.
I'm worried about a wedding day and taking like lights and having power. The R1s are pretty awesome. I've used them for all different things, and they're especially great if you want to like set up a dance scene, because they've got this mode where it changes color, and if you put two on at the same time, it can go a different color. So it can create like a really cool nightclub scene. But and they're so powerful and they're so cool. Like Aries, I showed you. We did that shoot with that girl with it. Maybe I should show you that.
Should I show that?
Yeah, that was a bit fun. How do I
Do you want
get
to
it?
share your your screen or?
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I have it on my desktop. Oh yeah, I have it here on my desktop. Okay. So I shot this for Instagram, so it is a vertical video. But yeah, so this was literally shot just with two R1s, and it's so cool. It's the first share screen. Okay, your entire screen, Ashley. I think I should just do your entire screen.
Yeah, as long as you don't have anything bad.
I've gotten rid of all of that. Okay, can you see my screen if I bring that up?
Yeah, I can see your screen, but I can see my face on there too, and as well as I think your messenger is.
Oh.
Is it? It's better to just share app. Don't share whole desktop. Just share app. So when you go to share screen, there is something called your entire screen. On the right is application window. On the right there's Chrome tab. Choose Chrome tab.
Gotcha. So you can just see the video now?
Yeah. Oh, that's much better.
It's straight out of camera, okay? So I haven't retouched this in any way. Is that okay? Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Okay.
Yep. We can hear you.
So much is going on, it's hard to even hear myself think and hear my heartbeat. And I don't think I can handle one more dose of bad news. It just seems like one thing after another, and I'm tired and weary. I go out to you, and it don't matter what time you've gone through, and together we rise above it all. You're my reason, you're my peace. The more I
Cool. So
Oh, it's good.
they're just the little like ground lights.
True. And that's just straight out of camera. I haven't put any like treatment over that, but that just gives you an idea what it actually looks like. But that was a cool little fun. Like imagine, yeah, you easily put that on a music video or something like that. That was really, yeah.
Cool.
Adding in those extra lights around her as well. Obviously, just giving it that little bit extra. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with those. So I'm going to use those to practice some wedding detail shots, I think. So I'll do some ring shots also with the LED light stick. So if you want to follow on, I will post it on my personal behind the scenes Instagram. You can follow me at Nikki Fox Films. So I'll post them on my stories and then on the highlights as well. And hopefully in 6 months' time, I'll have that short film finished.
Great. If you guys have no further question, maybe we can call it for the day and continue our talk maybe sometime next week, and so on and so forth.
Okay,
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you, everyone, guys.
Nikki.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.